Good morning, Alastor!
Unholy lords of the underworld, I beseech you to cease my immortal torment.
Don't know what gods you're praying to, but feel free to direct any complaints to our new SR department.
We have a sinner resource department now.
Yep, it's right here in my pocket. Oh, take a look at this.
Get your middle finger out of my face before I bite it off.
That's for pushing me into the Mississippi, dickface.
Slander, you clearly slipped.
Did you miss me over the weekend?
No.
Well, I saw you took the opportunity to do our special late night show with Angel Dust. Whore. Angel Dust being the whore, I mean. Obviously.
Well, our schedule was a bit of a mess, and you had that big meeting with Carmilla to finish up, so...
Listen, babe, if you really want to spend our late night segments with other people, I have plenty of bright ideas to bring your new hotel playthings into this little game of ours.
Really now? I'm dying to know what you've got planned.
Someone will be dying on the next Under the Sinfluence. I can guarantee you that.
That genuinely intrigues me.
I'll tell you more about it after the show. But for now, Pentagram is awaiting their news, traffic, and weather!
Hello, listeners.
And good morning, faithful viewers! Thank you so much for choosing us every morning instead of those other lesser radio demons.
Don't acknowledge their existence so early in the morning. It'll make me nauseous.
I'm surprised you haven't just murdered them, honestly.
I did try, but the radio demons, they just slip out of my frequency like cockroaches. Then they have the gall to invite me to their little colleague parties as though they're anywhere near my level. Not to mention the ridiculous nickname they gave me. Please note for the record, listeners, that I have absolutely nothing to do with them. And if I hear you've manually tuned your radio to anything other than 66.6 FM, I'll slurp your audio cortex out through your ear with a paper straw!
What's your nickname?
No.
Aw, please.
I'd rather scramble my signal to oblivion than divulge that information.
I'm sure I'll find out eventually. I'll ping the classical radio demon on a Morse code machine.
You know, you fit in so well with those losers. They once gave you a nickname too.
Makes sense. TV used to run on radio waves after all. That's why we were so compatible a long time ago.
Don't have to remind me, Sparky.
Sparky?
The nickname they gave you.
Sparky's a fucking dog's name!
I think it fits.
I'm actually going to murder them.
Good luck with that. But let's not sweat those hams any longer. It's time for the weather. Let the acid rain evaporate with your weekend relaxation as another hellish week of hypertropical anti-paradise begins. Not that you'll put forth any attempt to make your afterlife any less of a slow, meaningless torture, because you're in hell for a reason. Even if the claim is debatable, something innate about the substance of your character made God think, wow, I sure would love to kick that twat in the stomach 30 times and then have them lick their watery puke off my hollowed sandals.
Been there, done that.
But if the afterlife is hitting too hard on you, a recent development has brought salvation to our doorsteps.
Is this an ad for your has-been hotel?
Of course not, silly. The real fastest way out of this shithole is to take a pleasant walk outside during extermination. Or maybe ask Carmilla nicely if you're in a rush, I suppose.
I literally told Carmilla to invest in angelic steel suicide booths. We could have made a fortune out of my patents, but she just looked at me funny and asked if she could call Velvet. Honestly, the whole angelic steel thing seems like a giant plot hole. Like, if we're supposed to be in, like, eternal damnation or whatever.
This isn't one of your TV shows, darling. Otherwise, the world building might actually make some sense.
Thank you! I know I can be somewhat anal about this sort of thing, but world building is the vital tenet of storytelling, which lubricates the themes and delivers the narrative potential to its ultimate climax!
I, for one, am glad we're not living in one of your scripts. Otherwise, we'd be singing joyous togetherness by the end of the series. Or knowing you probably fucking. At which point our unholy honeymoon would be cancelled because happiness, much like the end of a rainbow, is an unreachable illusion. Mere movie magic.
I think the room just got colder.
Anyway, how was the traffic on your drive over?
How should I know? I'm in the back of a limo mixing espresso shots with vodka to get ready for this proverbial ball-flattening ritual.
Aw, do you not enjoy our vodcast? The listeners tell me they're loving it, aren't y'all?
If that's the case, they should like and subscribe. Otherwise, we're not going to be lasting too much longer. It's bad.
Really? You're usually boasting about how long you can last.
Not since the algorithm found my prostate. I had to fire the entire editing team to afford those Osmodian crystals.
Oh? I know someone who can edit for cheap.
Who?
Angel Dust. He edited my show over the weekend.
Huh. Angel must have the same passion for ball flattening that I do. I'll let Val know.
I don't actually make pancakes of Fox's nether region, listeners.
If only.
I really have to apologize to you all. Voxy Poo here is just incapable of relating his pitiful imitations of human emotion to anything other than metaphors of sexual deviancy.
Well, I did used to chase rainbows, but like you said, it's impossible. Now I chase orgasms. Much more attainable.
Honestly, Vox, are you a television or are you a glorified vibrator?
You can't fault a guy for having hobbies.
Hobbies? They have names! Or do you not bother to ask anymore?
Hey, at least I'm not all alone in my room jacking off to vinyl covers of Cab Calloway all day.
Dark Lord, give me strength!
Actually, this guy kinda looks like you. Even has that stupid little mustache you wore to Café du Monde. Can I keep this?
Could you instead pretend you don't defile yourself to the thought of me every night? It's off-putting.
I'm literally just fucking with you.
Aren't there any other more creative ways to get under my skin?
Probably. But nothing seems to bother you more than getting into your pants.
You think that is what bothers me? Sex is mundane, more bothersome than enjoyable, and I'm not a child who covers my eyes to the act of coitus. If that were the case, I'd have to walk around Pentagram City blind. No, what bothers me about how often you bring up all your degenerate proclivities is just how desperate and pathetic it makes you look. It's offensive not because sex offends me, but because you being such a mewling, feckless slave to the flesh makes everything I ever thought you were or could be look like the hallucinations of a television writer 3 lines of coke down to the wire. It's just fucking embarrassing.
Jeez. I'd asked what crawled up your ass and died, but it's obviously too tight for anything to get in.
I need a break.
Hey, wait. I can behave. I'm not just good for sex jokes. I can do movie references and shark puns and...
A commercial break, Fox?
Oh, right. Of course. Duh.
Let's open our lines to our lovely listeners.
While we wait for a call, how about a letter? We haven't read one of those in a while.
If you wish.
Dear Alastor and Vox, salutations and sincerest congratulations on the development of your newest vodcast.
Thank you so much.
It truly is quite a pleasure to listen in and hear you both converse and argue like a repressed and murderous married couple.
Excuse me?
If you had the choice to change your current form from the one you have now in hell, would you? I'll be eagerly waiting to tune in next time. Sincerely, Lady Vera. I'd be more shark-like for sure. Tail, fins, the whole 9 yards. Or rather, however many yards I could fit in Gehenna Bay without swimming being uncomfortable. Hey Al, we should totally do an episode on the beach when the weather gets warmer. The salt water is always cold as death.
I'm sorry, I'm still caught up on the married couples comment. I would never need a better half. As to answer your question, Lady Vera, I'm already perfect exactly as I am.
Have you seriously never been married?
Didn't get a chance. I was married to my work.
It seems you married your work again, work wife.
Stop it. I don't like that joke. People have been taking it way too seriously.
Alright, I'll stop teasing you. Have you ever thought about it at least? Marriage?
Well, there was this guy once.
Who?
Nobody.
But you just said—
Because it turned out he never really existed at all. He was just a figment of my imagination.
Huh?
But sometimes, when I get extremely drunk, I think I can still see him.
Oh.
But there's no use in crying over spilled liquor. That sort of thing is only tolerable to me in fantasies. Though my life would have been so much easier if I did partake in society's collective weaknesses.
Easier? You think life with a relationship unlocked is easy mode?
Well, I've never had a problem being alone, but it seems all the world has had a problem with me being alone. Our social order is built with expectations, those of invisible home labor or of shared income splitting the household bills, and the ultimate expectation that happiness can be found within some other person. Well, on the contrary, everyone who's wandered into my life has only ever made me just a little bit more miserable.
Even me?
No.
Yay.
You make me a lot more miserable.
God, you literally chose to be a lonely, miserable sack of shit with a hard life when you rejected me at that bar. I could have given you everything. Everything.
I know. It would have been so easy to agree to your little offer, but it would have been so hard as to be impossible to wake up next to you every day for the rest of my afterlife, pretending to be something I'm just not. I've never gone further with a man than biting out his tongue.
Hot. But just shut the fuck up. I wouldn't have forced you to do anything you didn't want to. You could have just trusted me.
Like I'm supposed to trust a mind manipulator who practically worships at the church of Sodom and Gomorrah.
You are no angel, babe.
No, but part of me knows you wouldn't have had to really force me at all.
Wait, really?
I would have just given in to you eventually like I always do, because I've always hated that stupid little face you make like a kicked little puppy. No wonder the lesser radio demons thought you were a fucking dog. And like I've already explained, the act itself doesn't bother me, so it wouldn't have been so much of an imposition on my day as your hell-quaking tantrums if I'd ever said no.
Hey, I haven't had a tantrum in years.
The fact of the matter is that a partnership with you would have drained me of many things, but mostly my self-respect.
I've never... You could have always just said no!
I did say no, didn't I?
Stop putting all the emotional baggage of your fucked up relationship with your own body onto me!
What?
You're not half as scared of me molesting you than you are of the idea you might actually want me to, considering you've been constantly fucking fantasizing about it, apparently!
Pure fucking conjecture!
Yeah? If you think I'm a rapist, why do you drink around me? Make yourself so... vulnerable. Unless, of course, you want something out of me which you think would only make you weak just by asking for it like a normal person. This whole thing is just another one of your shitty asshole schemes. I really am just a glorified vibrator to you, aren't I?
It's genuinely astounding how you manage to always somehow make yourself the victim!
I am the victim! I'm genuinely being non-consensually mind-fucked right now.
This is exactly what I was talking about! Even while you're manipulating the entire situation, it's always just a sex thing with you. Getting me into your chambers was the only reason why you ever even asked for that stupid fucking partnership which ruined our friendship.
Our what?
Nothing.
Were we really friends, Alastor?
No, we weren't. Because that would be impossible. I hate you, Vox. I hate you so much that it reaches back through the fabric of space and time and makes it so I have always hated you. Now, then, forever. The end.
I also hate you with every fiber of my being. Some more than others. But I promise this hate is not just a sex thing for me. I don't want you to keep pushing me away or into fucking nasty-ass rivers. I want to stay in your life, hating you forever. I'm only unhappy so long as you're unhappy.
Really?
Yes, really. Have you ever heard of a QPR?
Vox, do you know what that means?
Yeah, a queer pejorative rivalry.
Not just the acronym. QPRs are extremely misunderstood. Everyone thinks that they're just for run-of-the-mill antagonizing, and sure, that may be all that some rivals and QPRs want, but there's many layers to this sort of thing. Some rivals might raise hell together. Others might just want a turf war with a little cucking afterwards. It's about as complex and delicate an equilibrium as the Louisiana Delta. So I ask again, what do you mean when you're asking for a QPR?
Monoagony.
Of course you would use this opportunity to make the most pathetic request possible.
How is it pathetic to want you as my one true arch nemesis? Actually, I think I answered my own question. But can you imagine hating anyone else as much as me?
Be reasonable, Vox. Pentagram is a big city filled with the most annoying people who have ever died. Plus, we're currently under an extremely disaffective dictatorship by a man who deserves neither his power nor his status, so,
Okay, yeah, I guess I do kind of hate the government too.
And surely I'm not the only person in your life who you fantasize about boning, and then deboning, and boning again.
There is Charlie Morningstar, I guess?
See, we're both hating around. It's not like QPR serious.
You're scared of commitments, aren't you?
Me? I make deals all the time.
You're really picky about them, though. Unless you're desperate.
I suppose I do have my moments of weakness, if this vodcast existence is anything to go by.
How many other ways are you gonna call me irresistible this morning?
Hate you, hate you, hate you.
I hate you too. Do you know who I don't hate, though?
If I had to guess.
Our patrons!
Of course. I have a bit of a soft spot for them too, actually. If you're still listening to this drivel, you must somehow not be put off by my ill-behaved co-host the way I am.
Hey.
For your sakes, I'll endeavor to teach this old dog some new tricks. But I'll need your help. Please subscribe if you can to the Patreon or Coffee to keep Sparky's narcissistic supply topped up for training.
Alastor's literally fucking starving me.
And, not to mention, your support will also help pay the vodcast's new editor a decent wage. Considering cocaine prices these days, yeesh.
You won't believe how expensive it is to keep even a really shit project like this afloat.
I think it's just fabulous, mostly because my raw talent makes up for any big blue flaws. Like and subscribe if you agree.
Jokes aside, every patron does genuinely help us so much more than you know. A special thanks goes out to Vim, Decepticon, Night Queen, LexiPop398, Ash Hawthorne, and my newest sugar daddies, Lynn and Counterbalance. My kinks are linked in the description.
In my deepest gratitudes go out to Hellish Cadaver, Alice Liddell, Reaper Knight, Alastoria, Creepy Girl NC, Indie Infestations, and my newest monetary mother, Chipped Cup.
His kinks are also linked in the description.
How would you... Never mind, I don't want to know.
Hey, since you said you're pretty indifferent to the whole sex thing, if you ever did want to try it out for the first time, no emotional strings attached, I wouldn't be opposed to taking one for the team. It'd be like teaching you how to drive a car, except, you know, the gear shift is your...
I don't need the demonstration, thank you. I do own a car, and I drive it myself just fine.
Metaphorically, or, like, for real?
Yes.
Filing away that info for later. Personally, I never bothered to learn how to drive. I went straight from the bus to the limo.
Why do I feel like that's gonna come up again later?
What possible circumstances could arise that would make me ask you for a ride anywhere? You always say no to that sort of thing, and I would unequivocally accept that decision with no manipulation, begging, or general patheticness.
If you say so.
Oh, and one last thing.
Yes?
One day I'm gonna make you admit we were friends.
Do you take down payments on your patent-pending suicide booths?
Hello?
Bring